And just like that, The Sandman has come to a close. Well, except for the bonus episode releasing in just under a week. But for the most part, the story has concluded. After watching the first part of Season 2, I didn't mind it. It felt like it was mainly focused on building up to the big confrontation, the battle between Dream and the Kindly Ones, who were seeking vengeance after he spilled family blood. In Part 2, that confrontation finally took center stage, and we also witnessed the abduction of Daniel, who was destined to become the next Dream of the Endless. With an ending rooted in themes of progression, regret, love, and loss, there's a lot to unpack. So let's break down The Sandman Season 2 Part 2 ending and what it all means. Throughout the final episodes, Dream was preparing to face the Kindly Ones, knowing they were coming for him after he killed his son, Orpheus. He spent much of this time reflecting on how, or even if, he could survive what was to come. Eventually, he realized there was no path forward where he would walk away alive. Dream's arc has always been about transformation. At the start, he was cold, distant, and unemotional, traits you'd never associate with humanity. But by the end, we saw a different man. Confronted by the Kindly Ones while his realm was collapsing, Dream accepted that there was a price for his actions. His words, "I'm tired," carried deep emotional weight. He was ready. Morpheus chose a graceful end, echoing a story he once had Shakespeare write. The tale of a magician who became a man. Though he once swore he would never change, by the end, he had. He'd become selfless, choosing to pay the ultimate price to save his son from suffering. That act of love sealed his fate, but also proved his growth. Daniel's transformation into the new Dream of the Endless was fascinating. Despite holding some of Morpheus's memories, he struggled to navigate the enormous responsibility now on his shoulders. Initially, he tried to imitate Morpheus, even resurrecting characters like Merv, Abel, and Gilbert, who had died in the battle. However, when he brought Gilbert back, Gilbert warned him that simply undoing death dishonors the sacrifices made. Those characters died for a purpose, and reversing that erased the meaning of their lives and their courage. Gilbert encouraged Daniel not to follow in Morpheus's exact footsteps, but to forge a new path, his own way of being Dream. One powerful scene came during the final episode when the Endless siblings reflected on Dream's death. It became clear that they never really knew him. He was part of the family, yes, but distant. Now, facing his absence, they felt regret for not spending more time with him or truly trying to understand him. This theme of regret is deeply relatable. Many of us, when mourning a loved one, are haunted by what-ifs. The show captured this emotional reality through the Endless's awkward attempts to process their grief. The siblings were a family in name, but not in action. When Morpheus was gone, their disconnection became painfully obvious. Interestingly, Destruction had a different response. Rather than mourning inside the funeral, he walked through Morpheus's castle, one he had never been invited to. Talking with Daniel, he expressed no regret. He understood that Morpheus had always been guarded. Instead of looking back with sorrow, Destruction encouraged Daniel to look ahead with optimism, reminding him that every decision has another side, another path. The ending hinted at hope. When Daniel entered the dining hall to meet the other siblings, the mood had shifted. There was laughter, conversation, and a sense of renewal. It felt like the family might finally try to be a real family, connected, supportive, and present. Perhaps this time, they'll make the effort to truly know the new Dream before it's too late. Now, onto my review of Season 2 Part 2. Honestly, it was just okay. It didn't live up to the expectations set by Part 1. I anticipated an epic battle for the realm, but it never really came. The story of Loki and Puck felt underdeveloped. Sure, we needed Loki to place Daniel in the fire so he'd ascend, but their whole subplot ended up feeling flat and anticlimactic. The romance between Joanna Constantine and the Corinthian? Completely unnecessary. There was no chemistry, no build-up. It felt rushed and unearned. Watching her gaze longingly at him from a distance just didn't feel believable. Structurally, the story was simple and easy to follow, but emotionally, it lacked impact. When Morpheus faced death, I wanted to feel something. Instead, it just happened. No emotional weight, no crescendo. Another letdown, the underuse of the Endless siblings. Death and Dream's relationship should have been a highlight, but it barely featured. Delirium, who was a standout in Part 1, was nearly absent. Why reduce so many intriguing characters? And let's not ignore the CGI. It was rough. In some scenes, like when the Kindly Ones appeared at the gates, It looked downright bad. The visuals pulled me out of the story rather than drawing me in. Sadly, I don't think so. Over time, I think The Sandman will fade into obscurity. Season 1 was promising and genuinely strong, but Season 2, despite its themes and character arcs, fell short. Netflix had a chance to create a truly iconic fantasy series with endless possibilities. Instead, it delivered a conclusion that felt average. So there you have it, The Sandman Season 2. Part 2 ending explained and reviewed. If you want a breakdown of Part 1, check out the video linked below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Did you love it, hate it, somewhere in between? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.